Let's be honest, the Mario Kart World Nintendo Direct really didn't give us a whole lot of new information, but at least it did give us some more information on free roam. We might not have got our story mode that a lot of us wanted, but it does look like we do get mission mode in some capacity returning from Mario Kart DS. But this time in the way of P-switches, and I'm going to go over everything that they revealed about this and what it could actually mean for this mission mode that Mario Kart World's free roam mode now has. Before we dive in, I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in. A lot of you watching right now are not yet subscribed. The other day we got over 200 new subscribers, so let's see if we can get those numbers back up and get over 400 in today's video. So if you're watching and you enjoy the Mario Kart content, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. But let's jump into this whole free roam mission mode thing. So when Nintendo was going over free roam, they announced what these P-switches actually do. They'll give you a little mission at the bottom left, which will actually name the mission. For instance, this one is to collect all the blue coins on these 3 wires, where it looks like you have to continuously flip back and forth in order to collect these coins. And you'll notice up ahead there's a couple of Patooies that are spitting spike balls in the air, making this a lot harder after you collect the first 3 or 4. It also looks like once you complete the mission, the P-switch will be turned off, so I'm not sure if it's possible to get like a 2-star or a 3-star ranking, giving us a reason to replay the missions. For instance, you can see a P-switch that's already hit down by the river, which is already pressed down, so I'm wondering if it will even allow us to redo these missions, which it would kind of suck if we can't. They actually only show us one more P-switch mission, which is extremely weird that they only gave us 2. They did mention that there were hundreds of these all over the world, so I'm sure there are a lot of different missions to find and complete. But the second one we have is with Waluigi, and Waluigi's goal is to get to the end, I guess by going through all the different goal rings as fast as possible. Or it simply might just be get to the goal as fast as possible. It's hard to tell, but we do see Luigi gain 3 seconds and glow blue for a short period of time as if he just went through a ring already. Now we couldn't see it, but that would probably be my guess, going through the rings as fast as possible in order to reach the final ring. There will also be little signs telling you where to go, and also boost pads and panels in order to get you there faster, and obstacles such as rolling armadillos that are in your path. After you complete a mission, it'll say clear and also give you some type of badge or sticker at the bottom of the screen that says you cleared a mission, which gives you, at least for this one, which gives you a Wario Motors advertisement. And now, I don't know what we can do with these. Are these just achievements? Because we have seen them in the treehouse, because we saw one after Mario had driven a large amount of distance, a certain amount of kilometers, and they actually gave him one of these advertisements. That one said you drove 300 kilometers total and gave him a banana natural oil advertisement sticker. And we would see another one with Hammer Bro that says you drove 300 kilometers total once again, but this time giving him a Birdo jewelry advertisement sticker. Now, are these like badges or just achievements that we can collect? It's hard to say. Now, I have seen some people say that they've seen some characters and some characters' carts decked out in these stickers or these little badges for these different advertisements, so maybe you can decorate your cart with them? I don't know. Now, if you don't know what mission mode is, this was a thing already in Mario Kart DS, where you just had a bunch of missions that you could jump into, and they were pretty basic. Like, we've already seen drive through the giant rings, which were just giant tires that were numbered in Mario Kart DS. We clearly already have that with Waluigi. There are going to be rings that we drive through as challenges. And Mario Kart DS also had collecting coin missions, where you had to collect a certain amount of coins in an allotted time, and once again we see that returning, but this time with blue coins from the P-switches. So clearly it does seem like they could be pulling from some past ideas from Mario Kart DS. And if that's the case, here are the other missions that we could see. There was break through all the question blocks, which you pretty much just collected the items and just kept dashing with the mushrooms. You had missions where you had to take out a certain amount of enemies in a certain amount of time, which I'm sure is going to return. There's a lot of new items and stuff, and a lot of enemies in this overworld that we can hit. One of my favorites was the ones where you had to drive through a track backwards, which really wasn't that hard. You moved really slow, so I would love to see this redone, but moving a lot faster. Some missions had you doing incredibly basic things like hitting power slides, which was really easy and I guess kind of training newcomers how to play the game. I doubt we'll see stuff like this. There were missions where we had to destroy boxes. I'm sure there's going to be little obstacles that we have to destroy this time around. I have seen some boxes and different objects scattered around the overworld in some areas. But there was another type of mission that I pray makes a return, and that was boss battle missions. I loved these so much. They weren't incredibly difficult, but they still offered a brand new challenge in a style of gameplay that we've never really seen in a Mario Kart game or really a kart game at all. Like, even in Diddy Kong Racing, a lot of the boss battles was just racing the boss on the already established tracks. This time you had to gather items and actually hit the bosses in their weak points with the items that they gave you in each battle arena. So I would love to see them do this again this time around, with bosses making a return, like bringing back King Bob-omb or I-Rock and just other bosses from other parts of Nintendo's history. Like even Mario Odyssey bosses and Galaxy bosses, 3D World bosses. It'd be so cool to see a whole bunch of them return all over the overworld, and they would pretty much appear when you hit one of these piece switches. If they're going to pull from all the missions in Mario Kart DS, why not pull from some of the best ones, being the boss battles? If they want to, they could also have a couple boss battles that just has you racing the boss once again, like Diddy Kong Racing, like we had with King Goomba, and also Wiggler from Mario Kart DS. These were always very high intensity, and it always made me like really nervous racing against these guys, but it's a simple race. You're just racing a boss as they're throwing obstacles on the track at you and getting faster and angrier each lap. So I would love to see something like this return. And this is just from Mario Kart DS. We have tons of new mechanics now, so I'm sure they can come up with some really good challenges that involves the new hop ability that we have, and also the new wall jump. Like we've seen some with the rail rides collecting the coins, but wall jumps could also have some pretty tricky challenges as well. So with quote unquote hundreds of different challenges, I'm sure it's gonna get pretty crazy. Now outside of these P-Switch missions, there also seems to be Peach coins that we talked about before, but Nintendo actually goes into them very briefly. Now, when I say briefly, they just show a quick clip of Yoshi collecting a Peach coin and don't really mention what they do at all. But we see Yoshi collect this coin, and at the bottom of the screen, it states, you got a Peach medallion. And it shows some type of silhouette of Wario, it looks like. What does this even mean? I wanted to say maybe another sticker or something that you can plaster all over the carts, but this doesn't look like a sticker, because why is it a silhouette of Wario? Is it some type of new costume for Wario? Is it something even better? Why is it kind of hidden? I'm really confused by this one. Now, I don't know if it's Nintendo themselves hiding what this is by giving it a silhouette instead of showing us what really pops up, but I am very curious to see what you get when you collect these. So let me know down below, what do you think these Peach medallions are actually going to do? The third and final collectible we can find in this overworld are these question block panels that are just laid out all over the world. It says you activated a question panel, and it has some type of symbol which looks like a shine sprite from Super Mario Sunshine. Once again, what the heck are these for? Are these just achievements? Is there like an achievement book that you can actually look at in order to find if you collected them all from a certain region? Maybe it makes it easier in order to find these, where you can say, oh, I'm missing one in this region or something like that, and you can keep track of them. But I'm sure there has to be some other usage than just a book, right? They have to be able to be placed on your carts or maybe even on your characters as like stickers or decorations, but once again, it's hard to tell because Nintendo chose not to talk about any of these things. I don't know if this has anything to do with the missions or the free roam, or is this just actually something that can happen on one of the intermission tracks? Well, Toadette's by herself, so I would guess it is free roam, but what's interesting about this scene is if you look at the snow carefully, yeah, it's raining item boxes all over the track and all outside the track, all over the area. So why? I don't know. Maybe it's part of the mission. Maybe it's just something that happens in this area. So it seems like the world is going to have some unique things happening in it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are things like boss missions and extra things that just pop out of the ground and stuff for some of these side quests. But on that note, that's pretty much what we've got so far with the mission mode. Thankfully, there does seem to be missions within the overworld free roam. Unfortunately, it's not tied to a story mode that I was definitely hoping for, but it looks like the world won't be as empty as we thought it would. But let me know in the comments down below, does this make you more appreciative of the free roam now? Are you excited to find all of these hundreds of side quests and missions in order to complete? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.